Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we are stitching on Dragonkin. I'm hoping to get a lot of progress in on this one this week. So, because I finished the top row and I'm so excited. So I'm back to the beginning and we're just going to start stitching on this one and hopefully get a lot of stitches in. I have it set for 3 prompts this week. I think it's 3. And I'm Amy and this is Floss Tube. No, this is not a floss tube. This is a stitch with me. Yes, because we're stitching. This is a stitch with me, and it is number 17. So, hope you all are doing well. I have to apologize. I said I was going to do this last week. Did not do it. Life happened. So, I am PTO president of my kids' school. Shocking. I know. Weird, right? Yeah. And we did a fundraiser. And guess who forgot that we did the fundraiser because my kids are not in school to attend the fundraiser or do the fundraiser? Yeah, that would be me. I totally forgot. So, Monday and Tuesday were nice and quiet. And Tuesday afternoon, I got contacted by one of the people who work at the school, letting me know that the people who were delivering were going to be there on Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. And I was like, oh, I may have sort of forgot about that. But yeah, I'll be there. No worries. I'll be there. I can help. So it was very weird walking through the school, and there were, usually you see kids lined up in the hallway getting ready to go to recess or going to lunch because it's 11:30, and it was eerily quiet. They have set up a kind of, I don't want to say lockdown because that sounds scary. It's not a lockdown, but it kind of is in a way. So when the kids come onto school campus, they go directly into their classrooms and they do not leave. So they eat lunch in there. The only time they leave is if, they need to use the restroom or fill up their water bottles. And the school got these really cool water fountains that are censored. So you just kind of stick the bottle under there and then it fills up your water bottle for you. So no one's actually putting their mouths on the fountains. And it was just eerily quiet. It was very, very strange. I don't know if there's another way to put that. I think it's very smart how the school planned it out. And I mean, the kids still get to go to recess and everything. Times are a little bit shorter, so instead of a 20-minute recess, they get a 10 to 15-minute. They only go with their own classes, which I think is super smart because, they've already been in contact with these people and these other students. The high school that my older daughters attended is shut down for 2 weeks. So I don't really know. My husband kind of explained it as in there were enough people at the school who've had contact with people who've had COVID. But I don't know if students are waiting for test results or if anyone tested positive at the school. I don't know. And I know we don't do a lot of, I don't do any political or religious talk on my channels for a reason. And personal preference, you do you. But I don't talk about those things on my channel. And so talking about COVID is something that I've tried to avoid because, well, let's face it, it's everywhere. Literally. It's everywhere. It's in our faces constantly. And so the reason why I'm sharing this story with you, though, is to explain why I didn't do a stitch with me. Because it all ties in together, I promise. Oh, before we keep going, so that way the hubby isn't trying to stare at the video for forever long. 4 minutes in. Okay. Color Street this week. These are called Hey Pumpkin. There's flames on the thumbs. Hey Pumpkin by Color Street. Hopefully the hubby can put something right around in this corner somewhere. Hold those up there long enough for him. Okay. And buy me a coffee link is always down below. I so appreciate those who've been able to donate. I just, I can't say everyone does, but I get super nervous when I do things like that. Because I don't want to feel like I'm begging people for money, because that's not it. I promise that's not it. It is not a requirement to stay on my channel or to watch my channel at all. But it does help. And if you've been around for a minute, you know that I have major, major plans for next year. Holy cow, do I have a lot of plans for next year. I actually went through and counted them all up, and the husband kind of just rolled his eyes at me and was like, "You're ridiculous." And I'm like, "I know, but it's okay." So back to the COVID. Went to the school on Wednesday, helped out with the fundraiser, ran the check to deposit to the bank, and oh, I'm gonna lose my spot here for 2 seconds. Let me just highlight. I need to be on highlighting mode, please. Thank you. Ran to the bank, ran a couple errands since I was out and about anyway, and came home. Everything was fine. Thankfully, the way the kids' new setup with the school, they don't have a lot of questions to ask anymore because I don't know if they're explaining it better in the little videos and programs that the kids are watching now, or if it's because they have, they know they have a certain time where they can go in and ask questions to the teachers. Either, whatever they're doing, it's working. So I'm not complaining in that aspect at all. So I was able to leave at 11:15. My kids were still in school, and I got home, I'd say roughly around 2-3 o'clock, somewhere in there. And the kids didn't have to bother the husband, which was nice. Of course they didn't, because that would be the one day that they don't have any questions. Or do, and wait until I come home and then ask me all the questions. You know how that goes. So, going around, doing the thing, everything's fine. Thursday, I wake up, I have my cup of coffee, I'm sitting here stitching, I'm reading a book, whatever it was that I was doing. All of a sudden, my stomach just felt really nauseous. And at first, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, yeah, no big deal. I just feel weird today. It's fine. And then by the afternoon, my brain went, "You went out in public yesterday." Maybe. Because, brains with anxiety, we tend to overthink things or make things worse than what they really are, even though we know they're not that bad. So my brain had a split panic attack of COVID. So went to bed early on Thursday. Woke up Friday, was still feeling nauseous. I don't want anyone to freak out. I'm fine. There is no COVID. Everything's fine. But for the last 2 or 3 months, I've had really bad hot and cold flashes. And to the point where I had to be tested for early onset menopause because I don't know what's going on. Turned 35, everything's downhill. That's not true. I turned 30 and everything started going downhill from there. But I had to get tested for premenopause, whatever, because I'm showing all the symptoms, except that I don't have it. Yeah. Again, if you've been around for a minute, you know that I'm an odd duck. And I'm that patient that the doctor walks out with the question marks above their heads because they can't figure out what's going on. So, hot and cold flashes. I've been having them on and off for months now. And of course, because my brain is in anxiety mode, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm hot, which means I have a fever. Now I'm cold, which means I must have a fever. And so come Friday, I'm like talking to the husband, and the husband's like, "You went out on Wednesday." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "And you started feeling sick Thursday." I'm like, "Uh-huh." He's like, "You're fine." I'm like, "I know. Wait, what?" He's like, "You're fine." That's way too quick of a reaction for COVID. And I'm like, "But how do you know? How do you know that that's too quick of a reaction?" And he's like, "I don't know. I just know. It's just too quick." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna agree with you for a moment." Panic, however, is gonna take over in just a minute, and I'm gonna think that I have COVID. So pretty much Thursday and Friday, I kind of stayed away from everybody, stayed in my own little corner, sat in my little chair, and just hung out. Tried not to make any contact with anybody. Come Saturday, I was feeling fine. I honestly think it was just my gallbladder was getting, angry because I was supposed to have it removed 12 years ago, and, well, I didn't. So I think my gallbladder was just being a jerk Thursday and Friday. I slept most of it off, but that was the reason for no stitch with me. Everything's fine, I promise. Do not panic. Everything is fine, except that did I highlight too soon? What just happened? Yep, okay, I'm good. Whew, pattern keeper. What else? That was pretty much like the I don't want to say exciting part of the week, because that's not exciting. That's terrifying. But that was like the excitement of the week. Was my lovely anxiety thinking that I have COVID. And I don't. Again, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Come Saturday morning, I was feeling great. I mean, minus the hot cold flashes, but I've had those for months, so. Oh, what else has been going on? Scarlett got her new teacher. Seems like everything's going well. Cooperates. Yeah, she's doing really well. Thank goodness. Not that she was struggling last week, but you kind of see it in her face. She's just like, really? Teacher quit? Now I don't have a teacher. What am I supposed to do now? Just kind of one thing after another. And I'm just glad that it's not like, it could be worse. I'm grateful for what we have because, oh my gosh, it could be way worse. So, I did a new segment in my floss tube. I hope the husband remembers to put up floss tube today, now that I'm thinking about it, because he's already downstairs playing video games with the boy. Which means he may have forgot. So that might go up late. Although, you'll know that before this one goes up, because this one typically goes up on Wednesday. And it is Monday. I'm recording before dinner. I had a train of thought and then I lost it. Because I just panicked myself, wondering if the husband remembers that I did a video yesterday. New segment. I'm going to call it Hangin' with My Peeps. Hanging out with my peeps, hanging with my peeps. I don't know exactly what I'm calling it, but something along those lines. Because y'all are my people. And I know a lot of creators say it. And a lot of us go and tell you all, whether you're just watching, if you're watching and giving a thumbs up, if you're watching thumbs upping and commenting, all of those things are the reason why we keep going. I'll speak for myself. I'm definitely not in this for the fame or money or anything like my kids think I'm on the verge of being famous because I'm a floss tuber or a YouTuber. False. I'm not looking for fame. I'm looking for people who understand my randomness, the crazy obsession that I have with this hobby, and the fact that I'm going to do so many new starts and y'all are excited for me and understand how excited I am. Some of you may, like, what I plan to do next year might give you a headache or freak you out, and that's okay, because you don't have to do it, but you're still supporting me in doing it, because you understand that I have an obsession, obviously, with this hobby, and I'm crazy. Kind of crazy about it. I don't have anyone else to talk to. Y'all are my peeps. Y'all are it. And the reason why I come back week after week, well, I try my best to come back week after week. Every once in a while, that mental health thing just kind of gets in the way. But it's so I can communicate with you all. And knowing that I have people who understand and don't look at me like I'm nuts for buying yet another cross stitch or another Hade, let's be real, and plan to start all the things. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, my kids love them. They get excited because I'm excited. But they don't get it. Like, I have to talk to my son in, like, video game terms for him to understand how excited I am that I got a new Hade. Or something. So, and both of my kids have tried cross-stitch. And I think Jonah's tried... I think he actually finished something, but then he lost it because he didn't actually finish it. He still had to do the back stitching. It was like a little dog. And I don't know where that went, actually. I don't even know if he knows where that went. And Scarlett's tried it a time or two. Her vice principal actually bought her a cute little kit. And it's a ornament. It's a kitten, like, in a... like, popping out of the present or something. I don't remember. I have it now, and I plan to finish it for her, but... So they both have given it a try, and they both kind of look at me like, I don't get it. It's string, Mom. It's string. I'm like, yeah, I know it's just string, but could you just pretend to be excited for me for just a minute? Where am I going with this? I need to go here. Okay. I usually don't do this, but I know things are about to get string art back here, so I'm just going to tack under just a couple. There we go. And I should probably highlight, because that would be super helpful. Where am I? I'm here. So, it's nice. I totally appreciate every single one of you. Every single one of you. And I actually looked at my numbers for the first time in a while. Y'all, I'm almost at 2,000 people. What? That's crazy. In a good way. Holy cow. I remember when so in case you don't know, I started my channel 6 years ago. And I've literally tried pretty much every single crafty thing you can possibly think of. I tried scrapbooking and journaling and mixed media and canvases to creating mini albums all from scratch to altering all sorts of things to make things. And like, although I enjoyed all of it, and I still do, every once in a while I'll get, a bug that just says, hey, let's go make something messy today. I never really found my group, my people. There were a few. Don't get me wrong. If Aunt Beck's watching, I don't want her to get mad because she's one of the few. And my bestie, Kimmy. And there are a few others. Very few that have been with me since the beginning. I give you all a lot of kudos, and I'm really hoping that in the 6 years, I've been able to grow up just a little bit. just a little bit. But I never really felt welcomed, if that makes sense. There was, in a lot of the groups that I was in, there was a lot of drama, there was a lot of he said, she said, and I'm just not, it just wasn't for me. So there for a while, I actually backed out and just was like, my channel's just going to be up. It is what it is. And I stayed pretty much at about 650 subscribers for roughly about 5 years. It didn't go anywhere. I loved the people that I talked to. I still talk to a few of them today. And so I got those people out of those groups, and that was the best thing for me. But in joining FlossTube, in joining the madness that is cross-stitch, that for some reason some people think is a dying art, y'all, I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. It's mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. Because I sit here constantly, and I know we've talked about this, I sit here constantly going, okay, I'm going to do a stitch with me. What am I going to talk about? I have no idea. Turn the camera on. Okay, let's ramble. And I feel like I've said nothing, because let's be real, this is us hanging out and me just chit-chatting, and I love the fact that a lot of you will chit-chat back. But it's just rambling. And if you talk to someone who's not a cross-stitcher and ask them to watch one of these videos, and you tell them, that you enjoy watching these, they're going to look at you like you're nuts, right? We know what I'm talking about, right? I hope so. They look at you like you're crazy. Like, this is what you sit down and watch all day? This is what you enjoy? This is who you listen to? What are you doing? I know this because my husband was like that. He's not now. It's growing on him. The whole community is growing on him for sure. Especially because you guys give him a lot of really good kudos and compliments on his editing skills, because he is not a pro. But he sure does try his damnedest. And I totally appreciate him, because before him and his willing to... Okay, can we not weeble wobble? Okay. His willingness to edit. My videos were literally plain Jane. It was, I would record the video, I would go to the YouTube channel, hit upload the video, and be done. No idea what I said. There was no, watching the video back to see... is it okay? Do I need to fix anything? Because I also said in the very beginning of my journey that I would never edit. And I don't mean, editing in the way that my husband edits. He adds to. I've never wanted to chop things out. And my reason for that always has been is because I'm human and I make a lot of mistakes. I'm the type of person that it's not that I don't like the videos that are edited and chopped up and made to look perfect. I have nothing against them. I watch them all the time. But I'm not that person. I'm that person who makes all the mistakes and has to learn how to fix them. Have you seen my socks? I'm just saying. So I've never wanted to chop out my mistakes. I've always wanted to leave them in so that if somebody else wants to know how I do it, they can, because they can see what I've done. And I appreciate the fact that, like, especially when I was like doing art journaling and scrapbooking, when people would leave in their mistakes and show, okay, this is how the mistake happened, but how do we fix it? How do we go about doing something different with it? And they would totally make something gorgeous out of it. And so I learned a lot more from the mistakes than I did from perfection. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So I've said from day one that I would never edit my videos to take out mistakes. So there are some videos where I have goofed up big time and curse words have fallen out of my mouth because I shocked myself doing whatever it was that I was doing. And I mean, those are pretty much like the blooper reels in real time, kind of. I mean, you know, recorded, but it's kind of like me leaving the bloopers in. I don't have bloopers because, well, what you see is what you get. And I've pretty much always been that way. Now I gotta figure out where I'm going from here. Okay, this I'm actually going to cut because I have to jump all the way down to the bottom. And I realize now why this is super awkward, because I have my Q-snap going in the wrong direction. Gotta figure out where I'm going. I'm going... Nope, here. Here? Yep. So I'll put that there. Over. Figure out where... Oh, I think I just smacked my phone with my head. I'm sorry, y'all. If I just made you shake. Best way to do this. All my stitches are going every which direction. Okay. There we go. And I'm going here. No, here. Shoot. Yep, okay, good. Yeah, totally forgot what we were talking about. See, I had to count, and I was trying to count quietly. I don't remember what we were talking about. I don't know. Train's gone. It's fine. It's fine. Trust me that we will find something else to ramble on about. So, by chance, do y'all want to know how many projects I've counted for next year? With everything, the Hades, the Tilton Crafts, the Shadowlane, the Mirabilias, including all the new magazines, because you know I joined that Readly app. Yeah, that's a dangerous app. It's amazing, but it's dangerous. It's dangerous because it added 65 more whips. 65 more projects that I would like to start, and these are not ornaments. I did not count any ornaments, Christmas or Halloween. I think those are the only... There were some fall ones in there, I think, but I think those were mostly the ones that I was interested in. So the Halloween and Christmas ornaments did not get counted. I left all ornaments off. Everything else, however, all the geishas, the geisha and the samurai, which I'm going to put those two together and make it one whip. Yeah, there's 65 on the Readly app. So altogether, I'm sitting at about 140 whips for next year. 140. I know some of you just like grabbed at your chest and mildly panicked. I promise everything is going to be fine. I've never done anything like this before. Keep in mind, I started stitching January 2018. So I'm still a newbie, kind of. But I think I'm really not that worried about it, because a lot of my Hades that I plan on doing next year, I'm doing in tent stitch. So that's going to cut half the time out on all of them. To give you an idea, today alone I have stitched 934 stitches, and that's not including what we've done here. I'm hoping to remember that 934, so when I click the check mark on my tablet, I can tell you exactly how many stitches we did here together. What are we at right now? We're at 24 minutes. Okay. So, oh, see? Hot flash. Hot flash. I promise it's not because of how many whips I just said I'm adding, or new starts I'm adding. Not hot sweating because of that. The weather is weird. The weather's just weird. And we know this because we live in Arizona. Like, this is not, it's not a surprise. We all know, well aware. It was like 100 degrees last week. This week, it's like 90, 95-ish. Doesn't sound like that big of a difference, right? Right. Wrong. Except when it confuses your air conditioner, because at night, it's cooler outside. So we've been hitting like, I think, let me see if it'll tell me. Oops. Like, I think right now we're sitting at 82. Yep. We're sitting at 82. And by midnight, we should be at 60. Oh, no, we're sitting at 90. Hold on, I'm confused. It says our weather is fair. We're sitting at 95, but it feels like 90. And by tonight, we'll be at 59 degrees. So by 7 a.m., according to my little thingy here, we should be at 59 degrees. That's a 40-degree difference. That's massive. So my air conditioner still thinks that it's like, I don't know, 95 degrees outside. So it keeps running because, you know, my pipes are still warm. The sensor is still going. It's still hot, but it's really not. So it's, oh, there goes the boy yelling again. I'm so glad none of you have complained or that you understand. Or maybe you just don't hear him, which I'm really hoping that's more of the case than anything. Because he screams all the time and I'm waiting for, like, the neighbors to show up to find out if he's being beaten to death. Because he's really not. He's just playing a video game. My air conditioner gets confused at this time of year. Because it thinks that it's, you know, still super hot outside. And it's not. It's not. It's actually really nice. And so it will just run. So in the middle of the night, I have a major fight with my blankets. So I have a hard time sleeping at this time of year because I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm cold. On top of the hot flashes and cold flashes that I've had for the last 3 months or 4 months or so. I am constantly hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. So these next coming up floss tube videos, you might see me in a sweater. You might see me in a tank top. I have no idea what I'm going to be wearing. I have no idea how to prepare for this type of weather. But a lot of times you step outside and it feels so much cooler outside than it does inside, even though my inside temperature is technically cooler than my outside temperature. Does any of this make sense to anyone? I know I have to have somebody who lives in weather like Arizona and gets it, because it just confuses the heck out of my body. Just confuses me. We go from 95 to 59. And I don't do cold. And for some of you, 59, y'all just chuckled because 59 is like spring weather. That's not cold at all. It's nice, comfortable weather. And for me, I'm over here like my lips are turning blue. But I don't like the heat either because, well, I just don't. I sweat too much. I don't like the heat. I used to love the heat. Man, when I was a kid, I lived for summer. Summer was my favorite season of all time. Lived for it. And not because I didn't go to school. It was just my favorite time of year. I loved being hot. I loved playing sports. Being outdoors. Nowadays, I'm just like, I'll just sit here and stitch. I'm cool. It's fine. Everything's fine. So what are your favorite seasons? I know a lot of people right now are saying fall. And I have to say that fall is growing on me because it does get cooler. My air conditioner just gets confused. And apparently now I'm confused. Where am I? No, I'm good. Am I? Was I supposed to stitch there? Yeah. Helps if you highlight. Highlight as you go. I don't even have to technically highlight. I just got to bring my stylus over my tablet. And just do a swoosh, swoosh thing. And there we go. Okay. So I've been talking to a lot of my Australian peeps, and I'm going to call them my peeps. We're friends, they just don't know it, and that's okay. With Nicole, who is Darvana Lee Design Studios, and Gail from Gail Phillips, and Lilian from, she's got a long one, Morgana Stitchy 45. I feel like this is all wrong. When you see my floss tube, you'll understand that I have a major memory issue. Well, I mean, if you're new, you know this, but I cannot for the life of me remember names this week, which is terrible. And I cannot remember ever how to figure out where to go to get the names. Jeez Louise. Hers starts with an L. No, it doesn't. It starts with an M. It's Morgana Stitchy Moon 75. There we go. I'll get there eventually. Try to remember to link everyone down below. I'll write a note for the hubby. But, I got to do a Zoom chat with them and chit chat and talk, and more people who understand my obsession, because I always get not necessarily worried, because I'm not, I mean, I am, but I'm not. Like, I don't want to cause anyone else to have, like, an anxiety attack because of all the new starts. But I'm super excited about them, so of course I'm going to talk about them constantly, because I seriously cannot wait. I cannot wait. March Madness. Mania. I'm going to do a stitch count mania as well, because I'm hoping that with the new starts, because 22 of them are hates. No, 20. 20 of them are hates, because 2 of them are not being done in mania. Please hold. Oh, look at that. The cat's in her cat bed for once. That never happens. Just dawned on me that I locked the door. I didn't lock the door. I closed the door, and I haven't heard a sound from her. So I was a little nervous that maybe she was outside and that my door was going to fall down at any given moment because she was going to bang on it until she could get in. Yeah, I never want to be the cause of an anxiety attack. And I am so glad, for the most part, it seems like everybody's on board to watch me go through this insanity. But I have 20 haids that I am planning for Mania. And I plan on doing my Stitch Count Mania again. So if you remember from last year, I did a Stitch Count Mania, and it's basically you choose how many stitches you want to do per day. That would be, you know, a slight challenge for you, and try to get those accomplished every day in all the days of May. For me, the stitch count was 1,000 stitches. So every day for the month of May, I got in 1,000 plus stitches per day, and I think I walked away with like 41,000 stitches. Skip 2. I'm off somewhere. 1, 2, 3. Oh, because this one's too soon. Back up 1. Nope. Just kidding. No? Okay. Fine. Be that way. Just undo it. Yeah, I walked away with like 41,000 stitches, which was amazing. I had no idea I was capable of doing that. Next year, I'm going to keep it the same, 1,000 stitches per day. So I'm looking at 31,000 for this May. But I think next year is actually going to be a little bit more of a challenge because it's all new starts. So it's not like I'm jumping in the middle of a whip and I've already got something established. It's blank canvas, starting new starts every day for the month of May. I'm so excited. And Nicole went and got Magic Study, so I think at some point her and I are going to be able to start that together, possibly, if she can wait until May. If not, I totally understand, and I'll jump onto her hashtag. Whichever way this goes. But I cannot believe that it's midway through October already, and I'm just excited. I'm super excited. Okay, let me retract just a moment. I'm a tad bit nervous that this means I'm going to have to start cutting up stitching fabric. Yeah, because we all know that I can measure 20 times, cut once, and it's still wrong. Hence the project bags. But I'm super excited. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to actually use little fuzzy friction pens. I bought actual friction pens. So where's the camera? These ones. And I also bought these off-brand, I don't know what the brand name is, but I think they're knockoffs. I don't know. So I tried them both, and they both actually work really well. They both work, I would say, pretty evenly. So, and I think the friction pens I paid $20 for, and the knockoffs I paid, I think 10-ish. 11? Somewhere in there. Either way, I'm going to use those to draw on my fabric, exactly where I need to go and where I need to cut. So border, all that good stuff. And I have not been highlighting again. I looked away for too long and now I don't know where I'm at. Please hold. I am there, there, and there. Okay. And I did that one and that one. I'm going to skip one and do this. Okay, back on track. So I'm going to measure again, have the husband measure, and then I'm going to draw lines exactly where I need to cut for the fabric. And then I'm going to serge everything. Now, I have a game plan because I have to come up with game plans or else we both know I'm going to mess this up. My game plan is to go through and serge the 3 ends, right? Oh, I made everything wobble. Sorry. The 3 ends. So sides, the bottom. And then on the top, I'm going to do that in a different color. But all of them will be the same color. Does that make sense? I said it out loud. Sometimes things don't make sense when it comes out loud. But that's my game plan. I'm going to serge. I think I'm going to do like red or something that'll really stand out. So red on the top for orientation. There was a word there. I knew it was a word. Words are hard. So that way I don't forget my orientation when I'm pulling things out, especially during May, and I'm trying to just get it going. Forgot where I'm at. And I'm here. So I think that's going to help me out a lot. Yeah. Oh, I'm so nervous about cutting into those fabrics. I've drawn them out on a piece of paper like 50,000 different times and in 50,000 different ways. So I just got to buckle down and just do it and breathe as I do it. I have to remember to breathe because this is a lot of fabric. If I'm not breathing through it all, if I go missing, y'all know what happened. Because I am nervous. Speaking of fabrics, holy cow, did any of you get the Bee Stitch Me Halloween box? Oh, those fabrics were amazing. Not were, they're still here. They are amazing, and I cannot wait. I've never done a box like this before, so this was my very first one, and I'm super impressed, super excited, and already can't wait for next year's. But that's okay, because I have one coming for the winter box, and I think those are getting mailed out in December. I think, maybe. So when that comes, we'll be all that much more closer. Starting all the things. I'm so excited. So speaking of Halloween, doggone it, these ladies. You've got Leanna, Gail, who finished it, and Nicole, who are all doing Halloween Quaker, and Michelle Bendy. She's the first one I saw doing it, and I was like, oh, that's really, really cool looking, and I really like it, but it's not my style. Not really, it's not I have to have it. Now I'm to the point, because I've seen it everywhere, I have to have it. I really, really want it. And then I think, do I really need to add another one? I'm like, what's one more at this point? I mean, really. So I have a feeling that's going to... It's in a cart at one of the online stores. Is it Stony Creek? I don't remember. I found it, put it in the cart, backed out, and thought, okay, need to reel myself back in for just a moment. But I have a very strong feeling before the end of the year, it will be in my hands. I will have it. And the thing I kept forgetting, because I wanted to show everybody all the things, I forgot that I had received my Christmas ornament magazine. Here's that. Did I over highlight? I hate when I do that. That one. That row. This row. I did over highlight, but that's okay. At least I know where I'm at. The hubby got... What is it? I always get confused. It's not cross stitch. It's just cross stitch? I think it's just cross stitch is the name of the magazine. And the one that has the really cute cat with the pumpkin on the front for the Halloween one, and then the Christmas ornaments, the 2020 Christmas ornaments that everyone's raving about right now. I got the Halloween one and was talking to the husband and was like, I would really like to just sign up for a subscription. And so we did. And so that was kind of like my birthday slash Christmas slash whatever else we want to call it type present. So I was very excited to have that. And it finally came in. I know a lot of people have gotten theirs already, and I was kind of like, maybe I missed it. Maybe I wasn't supposed to get mine because I signed up too late or something. It came in. And I had already set it up with the Halloween magazine, so then I thought I lost whatever it was that I was looking for because I knew there was something that came in. I just couldn't remember what it was to save my life. So I'm actually a little proud of myself right now. I didn't think I'd get through. Wow, words are hard. I didn't think I would get through 2 whole strands of floss. Say that 10 times fast. Jeez Louise, that was hard to spit out. Okay. Let it go. Let go. Just watched Frozen 2 for extra credit. But now every time I say let it go, of course I hear Elsa. What time are we at? 41. Okay, I think we're actually going to stop there. That was actually really good timing. So I'm going to click the check mark. And I'm going to take our total. And subtract the 934. And I got in 164 stitches. That's not bad. I could have done better. But not bad. On that note, I'm going to bid you adieu, say farewell, stay random, don't kiss your projects, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!